going, Sport?
I'm running away.
Running away?
I heard my dad's going to borrow Clarence out this week. He says he has to move him out quick.
Oh, Clarence, your dad was talking about the Brown Arlington Honda clearance sale. Well, he's reduced the price on every Honda in stock. Accords, Preludes, CRXs. Yep, he's got to move them out.
Oh, clearance sale. Gee, thanks, Mr. Clemens. Bye.
Bye, Clarence. See you this week at the Brown Arlington Honda clearance sale.
HP Vectra PCs. Rosalind 276-7800. Tyson's Corner 761-6100.
I'll be the first in my building to have an HP.
We're expanding our auto racing coverage in April, and you'll see the Long Beach and the Phoenix Time Trials and 3 new weekly racing programs. Pizza Hut is the exclusive sponsor of National Cable Month. TV you've got to see.
Here's Stevie Wonder.
Oh, no matter what you do, know that I'll be there for you. You can depend on me, yeah.
Kodak batteries have been improved, so now you can rock up to 111 days without changing the batteries in your radio. Kodak batteries. Depend on us to last longer.
Biscuit. You'll never make it. $7:58, Jeff. 2-minute warning. Couldn't do it, huh? Get a sausage and egg biscuit, biscuits and gravy, or bacon and egg biscuit for just 99 cents at Hardee's. Go for it.
This is what it's all about. The road to the Stanley Cup. The Washington Capitals trailing the New Jersey Devils here on Home Team Sports after 20 minutes of play. Welcome back. I'm Jeff Rimmer in our Home Team Sports Intermission Studios. Pleasure to welcome back to Washington the Director of Player Recruitment for the Washington Capitals. And Jack Button's back in town. And Jack, your observations first off on that first 20 minutes of play.
Well, I thought it was a pretty good period of hockey. It was a good playoff hockey. I think the shots ended up, 6-3. They had 2 point-blank shots. I wasn't too happy about that, but and they scored on one of them. But overall, I thought we played well. We had some chances. We just got to put the puck in the net.
301-499-6600. Any questions or comments for Jack Button? You're welcome to join us again. That's 301-499-6600. Jack, we can talk about officiating from now until tomorrow morning, but unfortunately, you've got to go with the calls, and again, some questionable calls in that first 20 minutes.
Well, I'm not going to comment on the officiating, except I'm just not sure in their handbook if the linesman has the right to blow the whistle and stop the play when the fellow just Kasatonov, I think it was, went down, because that took away a 2-on-1 break as we were finishing counting that penalty, and I'm just not sure. Maybe it's in their handbook, but I didn't think he was hurt that bad, and it turned out that he wasn't hurt that bad, I guess.
The way I saw it from ice level, it looked like he was actually alerting Ron Hogarth. But the bottom line, the Caps did have that 2-on-1 break, and you really wonder just about the severity of the injury, although he did appear to get it flush in the jaw.
Well, I'm not going to sit here and criticize the officiating. It's the same for both sides. I don't know if it's good for both sides or bad for both sides, but I'm not going to comment, Jeff. I'll leave that up to you.
All right, let's talk now in terms of the Capital players and what's involved here in the future. First of all, the Baltimore Skipjacks, and I know you saw that game, in fact, both games, as they've now tied the series with Adirondack and are now playing in Game 3 tonight in Baltimore. But your observations of some of the kids playing in Baltimore and that big win in Adirondack against really a veteran hockey club.
Well, I thought the first game they lost 2-1, and they played okay, but just okay. The second game they came out and they really took it to Adirondack. They put the puck in, they forechecked, they used the body. Some of the young players, Stevie Seftel, Timmy Taylor, played exceptionally well, and I think that's what we're looking for in Baltimore. As you know, that one division was 92 points from the fourth-place team to 95 to the first-place team, and it was competitive, and I think the playoffs are going to be competitive that way, too. We had a development philosophy that we wanted to use a lot of kids there. You have to have some veterans in the American Hockey League to be able to compete. I think we've proved that we did that very well this year, and we've seen some good improvement among the younger players. The one fellow that is not playing, although he's going to be the backup tonight, who is a very good prospect, is Jimmy Rifnak, the goalkeeper. Bob Mason played both games in goal and played very well. Rifnak was bothered with a knee injury, but is just about ready to play. So that could help us down the line too.
A couple of quick questions here about some of the kids that are still playing in the junior ranks, and how about some of the kids involved in the playoffs right now? Although Olaf Kolzig was with us in the first pregame show of the Home Team Sports playoff coverage, and he already indicates that his season ended somewhat prematurely.
Well, it did, but one of the fellows that we have playing for Seattle who put Tri-Cities out, they're now in a series against Kamloops for the Western Division Championship, and Victor Gervais, who I think finished third in scoring in the Western Hockey League, is just playing exceptionally well. Again, I got good reports. His last game he had a goal and assist, even though Seattle lost and they're down in the series. But we've got a lot of players playing in the playoffs. Dean Holine is playing for Saskatoon, who we drafted last year. They're playing the 7th game against Lethbridge. Saskatoon were really heavily favored not to go probably past 5 games in the series, but they forced it to a 7th game tonight. Of course, Reggie Savage, who we drafted a couple years ago, is playing for Victoriaville. They're down to the semifinals in the Quebec League. They play their first game tonight. Jimmy Matheson playing with Regina, real tough, aggressive defenseman. They're playing their 7th game tonight against Prince Albert. So they're getting lots of experience and lots of experience under pressure.
Mike from Arlington, welcome.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I can hardly hear you. Mr. Button, I wanted to congratulate you on the young talent, whatever role you have in that. I think that there's some great promising players that are now at the Caps, and what I've seen at the Skipjacks, I applaud you for the work that you've done. I wanted to ask if you can tell us about any type of Dale Hunter type players, people that are willing to use the body, go in the corners, not be intimidated, although he's one of the shorter players in the league, but at the same time provide us with key goals. And in the second comment, we ask you and any influence you can give to keep Al Koken and Mike Fornes together for the great broadcasting. I'll hang up and listen. Thank you.
Well, thanks for the comments. You know, it's a team effort here, just like it is on the ice, and there's lots of people that have input in the selection and evaluating of the players. As far as the announcing is concerned, that is certainly not my department, and I don't think I'm going to touch that one. As far as any players like Dale Hunter, I think that's one of the things that we're learning for sure, is get competitive people. It's not how tall you are or how much you weigh, but it's how big your heart is. And I just made a reference to a fellow like a Victor Gervais, who is probably 175 pounds, and he's probably 5'9". But yeah, he plays like Dale Hunter, and he scores, he plays the power play, he kills penalties. But probably the most important thing that Victor Gervais does, and we have a lot of other players like that too. Jimmy Matheson comes to mind, Dean Holine, some of the fellows they mentioned. Timmy Taylor over in Baltimore does that. Stevie Seffel's coming around. They compete. That's the most important thing, and that's what we're looking for in young players. Before anything else, naturally you have to have some skill, but they have to compete.
Justin from Alexandria, you're on Home Team Sports.
Hi, Jeff. How you doing? I was
Fine.
just curious. Why does it take the Capitals so long to get the puck out of their own end? Thank you very much.
Why does it take the Capitals so long to get the puck out of their end?
Well, actually tonight we were moving the puck out of our end really well. And you know what happens, and especially in our division, but now we're playing a 7-game series. We're going to do certain things. New Jersey are going to adjust between periods, adjust between games. Now we have that extra day in between, which we never had before. We're not playing back-to-back games. So everybody, it's a constant evaluation, reevaluation, and making adjustments. Tonight we've made the proper adjustments. We're moving the puck much better than we probably did in the second game. Who knows what's going to happen the next game? This is what coaching is all about, and the coaches and the observers are always studying not only moving the puck out of your own end, power plays, penalty killing. Certainly New Jersey are doing something different on their penalty killing tonight, being very, very aggressive in one particular area and going to what we call the half-board man and almost taking that away. That's why Jeff Courtnall, for example, is looked a little sluggish. He's not sluggish, it's just the way that they're playing right now, killing penalties on the power play, against our power play.
I think we have time for one quick call here. Brian from Woodbridge, you're on Home Team Sports, and welcome.
Hi, Jeff. How you doing? I'd like you to name a couple reasons why David Poyle started Michael Ute in the first 3 playoff games, while Donnie Beaupre came off 2 strong games against the Rangers.
All right, we'll answer that question very quickly here because we've got to break away. Number 1, David Poyle's the general manager. The coach is the one that makes the final decision.
Absolutely.
As to who starts in goal, and Terry Murray's gone back to Mike Layute. who really can't be faulted for that first goal. The Capitals trail 1-0. We've got more upcoming here as the intermission in period 1 continues. Second period's just ahead. Stay tuned.
This graph shows how ordinary gasoline builds up deposits on intake valves. On the road, it can cause hesitation, loss of performance. But when Texaco System 3 gasoline was used, valves actually got cleaner. On the graph, it looks like this. On the road, it looks like this. After 5 tanks, it gets even better.
Hello? Hi, it's Cousin Harry from America. I'm on my way and I'll see you tomorrow.
Gotten smaller. We want to see it and talk to it. The new AT&T Universal Card helps make it all possible. It's Visa or MasterCard and the power of AT&T. The AT&T Universal Card. One world, one card.
As soon as customers walk in our store, they smell aroma and they rush right over to the bakery. I don't think people realize that we make all of our cakes and our breads from scratch. Every day at 4 o'clock, we have French bread come right out of the oven hot, and people love it.
To see someone come up to the bakery and purchase something that I've made personally, it just gives me a feeling on the inside that, wow, that's nice.
Right now at Jiffy Lube, you'll get great service and great savings with the Pennzoil Car Care Savings Book. It's filled with coupons that can save you over $80 on helpful car care products. And it's yours free with any oil change using the world-class protection of quality Pennzoil. So come by participating Jiffy Lube today. Get a fast, professional oil change with quality Pennzoil and your free Pennzoil Car Care Savings Book.
Tuesday is Ladies' Day at Jiffy Lube. Come by for a 14-point service and a special surprise just for the ladies.
Washington Capitals game coverage on Home Team Sports is brought to you by Safeway. Come see the difference at Safeway. Well, the Devils have a 1-0 lead over the Washington Capitals after the first period of tonight's game. Mike Bournes and Al Kogan welcoming you back once again here on Home Team Sports. Pretty frustrating period for the Capitals, but I think for the Devils as well. Only 9 shots on goal between the two clubs. As we take a look at our shot chart, you can see, first of all, Washington doubled the New Jersey output in that department, but they had only 6 shots on goal and nothing in the net.
Well, you know, it was a big period for Kelly Miller with a number of chances. Kevin Atcher as well. Capitals started off very well on their extra man opportunity. That first power play, they got a number of good chances, but the rest of the period they really didn't. Although their penalty killing, I thought, was a major factor in that first period.
Now you saw the 6 shots there that Washington had. As we look at the New Jersey shot chart, an even fewer number, only 3 shots on goal. They scored once. Are these Boston off-ice officials just being stingy, Al, or are there that few shots?
I think so. I thought there were a few more. But one of the problems the Capitals had was just missing an assignment. Now watch here. This is Ken Danico out here. Now Bob Joyce, who's the left wing, he's out there with John McClain, kind of in a funny position. Sheehy, Langway, and the look of Liut, they're all focused on the puck that has John Morris down there. But watch what happens. When McClain and Joyce come down and start to shake around, look at the way Danico comes skating into position. Now stop it. Now Joyce realizes, so he starts to peel back, but it's a little late because Danico is going to make his move in and pick up the puck. He comes walking in. Rod Langway will come back and recognize he clears himself away to give Liut a clear angle at it, and that's a goal that Mike Liut should have had. Right off the pads and in between the legs, and Ken Danico with his second goal. Ken Danico coming up, and it's a situation where, as you said the other night on the broadcast, you don't expect Ken Danico to score goals. He's come up with 2 very big ones for the New Jersey Devils.
He sure came in close enough to wind up and take that shot. I don't think he would have scored on Liut had Liut had any more time. There was an awful lot of power from shooting in that close, and you pointed out about the checkers not coming back to get those point men. That certainly would have helped in that situation. That kind of power coming in that close, even though Liut stood up and probably saw the shot somewhat, he wasn't able to keep it from going through when it's blasted from that close range. Let's go downstairs right now to Jeff Rimmer. Thanks, Mike. On our Washington Post scoreboard, Boston and Hartford are now tied 2-2. Verbeek and Francis have scored for the Hartford Whalers, and a couple of ex-Capitals have scored both goals now for the Boston Bruins. First of all, it was Carpenter with his third, and Dave Christian has his first goal of the playoffs. So they're tied now at 2-2. Back upstairs to Mike Fornes and Al Koken for the play-by-play of period number 2. All right, thanks very much, Jeff. Jeff talking with Jack Button. Jack, of course, watching the Baltimore Skipjacks for their first couple playoff games, and mentioned the Skipjacks in action tonight, and also will have their fourth game of the playoffs against Adirondack tomorrow night at the Baltimore Civic Arena. And it's a situation where I know a number of Capital fans would like to get to more Skipjack games, but usually watching us on Home Team Sports or here themselves at the Capitol Center. But tomorrow night, nothing standing in your way with the Skipjacks taking on Adirondack in Game 4 of that American Hockey League playoff series. Ron Hogarth calling 5 penalties on each side, total of 18 minutes. Devils and Capitals both 0 for 3 on the power play. You saw on our shot chart, Hatcher and Miller, the multiple shooters in that first period. Single shots going to Danico, McLean, and Sundstrom of the New Jersey Devils. Now let's see how the Devils respond. Certainly a very physical final 10 minutes of the first period by the Washington Capitals, keyed by their good penalty killing. Devils a little upset by some of it. Do they come back with some sticks high themselves? David Maley. Maley gets the draw. Back now to Danico. Danico throws it on inside the Washington zone. Roth walks behind the net by Liu and played into the corner. Now Brown jams up there, and finally Honegger comes in to take it. He's checked on the play. Bob Rouse bumping in. Steve Leach works it out of the corner. Hit behind the net. Puck still loose. Honegger held up by Leach. Leach digs the puck loose. Still in the Washington zone. Starts out with a pass to Joyce and hits the skate of Danico. Recovered by Rouse. Rouse carries to the blue line. He's inside the New Jersey zone. Rouse chopped into the corner. Here's Berglund chasing behind it. That centers the puck, and just missing it was Leach. Now back comes Brown. Long slap shot. Caught by Liu as it was going to go wide of the net. And here comes Langway out to center. Off the stick of Hunter, back inside New Jersey ice. Langway keeps it in, but Stastny now brings it out. Right side pass for Mullet. He's across the line, centering it, and there was Sundstrom, but he shot it wide as Langway got caught up ice on the play. Now back comes Kelly Miller. Here's Miller ahead to Korthoff. Long slap shot, and stopped on the play by Terreri. Good hard drive there. Fetisov carries the puck inside the line, over to Sundstrom. He centers. Langway with a skate block and brings it ahead now to Korthoff. Here's Korthoff to center. Flips to the blue line. Offside Washington as Korthoff was still in the New Jersey zone after the puck left and then came back in. Well, it was a nice defensive play by Jeff Korthoff coming back to check Peter Sunskinen all alone. And watch this play here. As you mentioned, Langway's gotten caught up ice, but Korthoff's in there to distract and whack a little bit of Peter Sundstrom. And it's a situation where if Korthoff doesn't tie him up just a little bit, Sundstrom's got a little more room to maneuver. As it is, he tries to kind of go catching Liut, moving to the right and go against the grain, against the body. And also, if you remember Game 3 of the 1988 playoff series between the Caps and the Devils, not only did you see all those penalties, but you saw a record-setting performance by Mr. Sundstrom with the 5 goals and 3 assists, still standing as a single-game Stanley Cup scoring record, breaking the record held by Wayne Gretzky at that point. Here's a lead pass to John Morris out to center ice. He's across the blue line. Back inside the Washington zone, and a wrist shot bounces on net. Liut makes the save. Now it's in behind the goal. Shifted to the corner. Ivanka pokes it free, and Liut back of the net. Keeps it going now over to Bob Rouse. Rouse ahead to Johansson. Left side to Pavanka. Up to center ice. Cleared across the line, back inside the New Jersey zone. Ridley has his stick held up on the play. The puck cleared along the board. And now out to McLean. McLean to center ice. Into the Washington zone. Challenged by Sheehy. And Sheehy ties up McLean in the corner.
centered right in front. Morris gets off a shot. Liut the save. And back comes Pavanka on the attack. Michael Pavanka across the blue line. Held up by Danico. Tries to center. It's caught by Terreri. Now Cicerelli steals it at the side of the net. He's back to the ice. There'll be a penalty call coming here against New Jersey. Ken Danico for cross-checking. And the Capitals will have the power play. You're watching the Stanley Cup playoffs on Home Team Sports.
Lazarus borealis, Didelphus marsupialis.
Many creatures in the animal kingdom come out at night.
Tyto alba.
Some are more exciting to watch than others.
Quickness of Dino Cicerelli, a real factor here, and some of the indecision of Terreri also a factor. Now watch as the shot comes in. Terreri stops it. He's not really sure what he wants to do with it. He drops it looking for a play, but that puck is lying there on the ice. Cicerelli comes to sweep it in, and before he can get a whack at that little tuck-in on the short side, he's cross-checked to the ice by Danico, giving the Capitals the first power play of period 2. Hunter leans in for the face-off against Conacher. Now he's booted out, and Cicerelli will work the draw. Stevens up there on the wing with Hatcher and Johansson playing the points. They look for him in the front of the net. Devils control the face-off to the corner, but now Cicerelli takes over. Back to the point now for Johansson. Over to Cicerelli, a slap shot, caught by Terreri. He saw that one through a crowd, and now Stevens and Fetisov start to push and shove. Now, I don't know if Ron Hogarth has decided against any sort of future in broadcasting, but he apparently has an aversion to microphones. He has ordered that the microphones downstairs along the glass by the penalty boxes be unplugged. And they've been unplugged, preventing us from sending our viewers any sort of sounds from down in that area. Normally, these are well away from the ice, and I don't think officials object when they're that far back. It's not like they're down where he speaks. But they've been unplugged, and we won't be able to hear Mr. Hogarth speak. Well, you also won't get to hear some of the collisions and some of the banging that goes on, which those microphones also pick up, and some of the comments from the players. We miss a lot of that because of it. But we've had that with Ron Hogarth before, where I know he's asked for any kind of microphones anywhere near the penalty area to make sure that they are turned off. They've been moved back consistently in response to those concerns, and I can't recall anyone ever asking them to be unplugged this far away from the ice surface. Here's an offside call to stop play. A minute 28 left to go in the Danico penalty for cross-checking. And a face-off coming up in neutral ice. Points in the '88 playoffs was an overtime winner against the Boston Bruins. Off the stick of Doug Brown, played your hockey at BC, Boston College. Sundstrom getting kicked out. So McLean comes in, and Hunter wins the draw from him. Back to Kevin Hatcher. He's tied up by McLean, and now Fetisov takes over. Leaves it for Kasatonov. Kasatonov rushes the puck to the blue line, throws it into the corner. Here's Palle Johansson behind the net. Circles the goal. Starts out on the attack. Up to Scott Stevens. He's met by a check from Fetisov. Stevens recovers to the blue line. Has to wait as he has two teammates offside. And then as it's cleared off his stick into the zone, the whistle blows. Pretty smart move by McLean. He ties up with Palle Johansson and forces Johansson over that blue line, putting him offside on the play. Very heady play by John McLean. Here's a guy who I think the only real big knock on him when he came into the National Hockey League was his skating. Now, he's not going to dazzle you like the Sundstrom or somebody like that, but he has become a much better skater, and I think it shows that the confidence that John Puttoff has with him, getting him out there on the penalty kill, an area where you certainly do need some mobility and certainly some skating. He's become a smart two-way player. Not only does he continue to score the big goals, but you see him more and more in key defensive roles. Puck played to the blue line and off Hatcher's glove. It's dropped at center. Taken by Pavanka. His back pass gets between the two Capitals
Hatcher and Courtnall, and Liu has to come way out of the net to clear it. Now a long bouncing shot past everybody. Goes about 7 or 8 feet wide of the Washington net with Liu out of the goal. Here comes Courtnall. Inside the line. Over to Ridley. Belichick back to the point. Hatcher to Courtnall. Brown looks at 3 and flips it back to center. Here's Pavanka to take it. It was like the Capitals are refusing to get this puck down deep, trying to make the ultra fancy play. Puck cleared back inside the New Jersey zone. Cleared off the boards to the blue line. Now Hatcher keeps it in. Faced in behind the net. Pavanka. Knocks the stick of Conacher away. Tucker. Over to Ridley. Back to Pavanka. Slap shot just wide of the net. Back to Hatcher. Penalty's over. Danico out of the box. New Jersey is at full strength. Lead pass to center ice. Taken away by Kevin Hatcher. Here's Hatcher. Puts it back to the line. Blocked by Belichick and cleared off the boards to center. Here's Langway to take it. Rod Langway now to Kevin Hatcher. Runs it back inside the Devils zone, and Driver has it worked free off the boards, and Berglund's shot is blocked by Danico. Muller out to center ice. Taken away by Berglund. Berglund inside the zone, and Driver works it free. Driver ahead to Kurt Muller. Langway holds him up. He goes to the corner after. Berglund tries to keep it moving, but Muller ties up on the play. Now Berglund clears out of there to center ice and chases the puck down the ice. Swatted by Kasatonov back to center. Langway right side, too far for Lee. Fetisov out to Stastny. Now to McLean. Inside the line, Stastny. Returned by Shanahan, but it goes to the boards, and now Cicerelli starts out to Bob Joyce. Here's Joyce to the line. Wrist shot, blocked by Terreri. Fetisov hit hard by Hunter. And Fetisov is down. And Shanahan just gave a poke with the blade of his stick to Hunter. Now McLean tries to get at him, and Scott Stevens runs interference. The Devils aren't happy with their treatment of Dale Hunter on the Soviet defenseman. And Fetisov had his bells rung down there in the corner. He was hit hard, and Dale Hunter really bounced him off the corner boards, and that got the crowd going here in the Capitol Center.
Only at Capitol Cadillac can you experience the Capitol commitment, featuring lifetime lubrication, oil, and filter change with the purchase of your new Cadillac. Capitol Cadillac, located on the Capitol Beltway, exit 23 in Greenbelt, Maryland. We talk about a commitment. It's made by Dale Hunter, hammering Fetisov. Fetisov now up and at the bench. And I'll tell you, Mark Griffin, the Redskin quarterback, would have loved to have had the pocket of protection that Dale Hunter had as the Devils were trying to get at him. He had Sheehy, he had Cicerelli, Stevens, and Joyce out there, all blocking for him. And grinning from behind that wall was Dale Hunter.
The misconducts are over now to Huscroft and to May, and Huscroft has something to say to Hunter and Stevens as he skates back to the bench. Having those two available is going to make it more interesting. Oh, there's a good view of Hunter coming in and pounding Fetisov. Oh, he's trying to figure out what border he's inside right there.
And now Neil Sheehy in the penalty box. And I don't know if this is a...
Washington number 15, Neil Sheehy. They each get 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct at 6:19.
Well, unsportsmanlike conduct and not misconduct calls. It would take those guys on for
2 minutes each.
10 minutes. Well, Fetisov has had his bell rung. Kasatonov has had his jaw hit with a puck. Both of those guys have been battered this evening. Now Alan May comes out here. John Druce. And coming out to take this face-off is going to be Tim Berglund instead of Dale Hunter, as Maley was out there. So we'll see if things start to heat up a little bit. John Cunniff wants to try and have some sort of response to what they felt, the Devils felt, was an elbow from Dale Hunter.
Bob Rouse makes a play back at the Washington blue line, but has it returned in behind the net. Chases the puck, and now lets Stevens pick it up. Scott Stevens for the Capitals, out to center ice. Shifted by Conacher back into the Washington zone. Stevens behind the net. Lead pass to center for Tim Berglund. Berglund across the blue line. Shoots wide of the goal. Rouse keeps it in the zone. And now Conacher plays it ahead to Brown. Brown on the right wing for the Washington blue line. Chased by Stevens. The puck goes to the corner, and Maley is held up by Rouse in the corner. Now Druce gets called for a penalty as he bowls over the Devils' Doug Brown. And Washington will be short-handed here as Druce is going to take a penalty. Here's Jeff Rimmer.
Thanks, Mike. An update from our Washington Post scoreboard. Rangers and the Islanders tied 1-1 now in the second period. Let's head up to the island, and we're joined by our correspondent, Kenny Albert. Kenny, what's going on?
Well, it's 1-1, 4 minutes to the second period here at the Nassau Coliseum. Brent Sutter got the Islanders on top. The first shot of the game at 1:51 of the first period. Sutter deflected in a Jeff Norton pass to give the Islanders a 1-0 lead. Then 5 minutes later, it was Troy Millette scoring his first career playoff goal, assisted by Kelly Kitsio and James Patrick. Both teams making goaltender changes after Game 2. Heading into tonight's game, Glenn Healy getting the start for the Islanders, and John Van Beesbrook in goal for the Rangers. Islanders going on a power play now. We're tied at 1, 15:37 left in the second period.
Thanks, Kenny. We'll get further updates on that hockey game from Kenny Albert, but right now, back upstairs to Mike and Al. All right, Jeff. John Druce in the box. Cross-checking is the call. 7:15, the time of the penalty.
Devils power play now as McLean sends it back to the point. Here's Fetisov with the puck. Fetisov to Kasatonov, and his pass to McLean. McLean fans on it. Kept in by Kasatonov, right in front of the net. Langway works it free. Out to center ice, and Fetisov recovers now for New Jersey. Muller to Kasatonov, right side pass now for Stastny. Checked by Langway. Mike Ridley breaks it up. Starts to the blue line of New Jersey. Ridley coming on, still short-handed, and passes over to Hatcher. Hatcher takes it in, flipped wide of the Devils' net, and that gives the Caps some time to change up the line. Penalty killers are now Berglund and Ridley, Stevens and Hatcher. Fetisov chased by Scott Stevens, and Fetisov holds him up. They got him. Holding penalty call on Fetisov with 59 seconds left in the Druce penalty.
Again, this is about the 4th time in this series that the aggressive Capital penalty killers have forced New Jersey into a penalty and taken the Devils off the power play. This time Fetisov, as Scott Stevens comes flying up from his defensive position. After that loose puck, Fetisov wraps the arms around for a moment, and that apparently was enough to convince Ron Hogarth. The Capitals will then have a 1 minute, 1 second power play. And the 59 seconds that remains in the John Druce call, it's 5.
Michael Pavanka to work against John Morris. Pair of number 20s here to work the faceoff. Wayne Bonney drops the puck. Morris wins the draw, brings it back to Weinrich. 4 skaters aside. The puck left in the corner, and here's Morris to go back and get it. Pavanka felt it on the play as he started up ice. Here comes Sundstrom. Right side for Weinrich. Captured by Hatcher. A hit thrown by Miller on the board. And now Pavanka starts back. Left side. Here comes Scott Stevens. In on Bruce Driver. Being hooked on the play. Still has the puck against the sideboard. And now Morris works it loose to center. Into the skates of Weinrich. He gets away from Kevin Hatcher, and now Liu chases it behind the net. Clears it over to Pavanka. Scott Stevens up to the center line. In across the blue line, but Hatcher was in early. Offside Washington. With 9 seconds left in the Druce call. 1:10 remaining in the penalty to Fetisov.
Still amazing. We're just 54 seconds away from playing half of this game. Only 8 shots on goal for the Capitals and just 5 for the New Jersey Devils. I know that it's a rather conservative group, probably from the Boston Garden, calling these shots, but still, I think, also says that the Capitals, at least, are getting back to the style of play that they want. They want to make sure it's not a wide-open, high-scoring skating game that I think the Devils would like to get into. Particularly once the Devils made that trade for Peter Stastny, almost said to me, that is what they tried to do. They've added a lot of speed, adding a guy like John Morris to the lineup certainly does that as well. They've got 4 of their 6 defensemen are very mobile, offensive-minded defensemen, so that is the style of play. But even though the Capitals are trailing in this game, at least they are starting to reestablish the type of style of game they want in this building.
Out of the box comes Druce. The Capitals are back at full strength. Here comes Hunter in alone, and it's puck check. And Terreri recovers after the puck hit Danico in front and nearly bounded right back into the Devil net. Boy, what a great play by Terreri twice. First, the quickness with the stick to poke it away from Hunter. Dale Hunter's doing some stick handling, and now look at the reactions to get there as that loose puck caroms off the skates of Danico. Here's a great angle to see it. This is nice work by Terreri. Never lets Hunter make that final move. And there is that bounce that almost worked for the Capitals to get them tied up in this game. Capitals now do have the face-off in the Devil end. 51 seconds to go on the Fetisov holding penalty. Hunter to take this draw against Doug Brown. From the face-off, the puck goes to the corner. Here's Danico back to the point. Johansson keeps it in play. Calle Johansson spins around and thrown behind. Ciccarelli works a free from Terreri. Danico chases it back to the goal. It's cleared up the boards, and finally McLean sends it all the way down the ice. And the Washington power play now just 25 seconds left on it. Here's Hatcher. Out to center ice. Courtnall stick flicks, and here's Hunter to the blue line. The offside called off as the puck cleared out and then back in. Danico puts it all the way down. Time runs out on the Washington power play. Lead pass from Johansson goes too far for Courtnall. This is Driver to pick it up. Plays it back to center ice. Fetisov is back on the ice. Here's Langway into the area behind the net to get it. Now sends it ahead to Courtnall. Courtnall to the blue line. Stick handles in with Ridley. Backhand shot. Save. Rebound. Loose in the goal crease. And smothered by Terreri. Terreri comes up big to keep the score. New Jersey 1, Washington 0. Courtnall using his speed to just split the New Jersey defense. The pairing is Weinrich and Driver. They had Stastny back to help, but when Stastny gets away from Courtnall, that opens up that middle, and that puck is loose for just a second. What an unbelievable save with the stick then, as Ridley pokes that rebound towards the net, and the quickness of Terreri apparent one more time. He has been terrific in the last minute of this period that we played, keeping the Devils on top by 1. The puck bounces out to center ice. Here's Langway to get it. He fires it off the boards and pushes it back inside the New Jersey zone. 1-0. The Devils have the lead on a first period goal by Ken Danico. 9 minutes, 10 seconds to play here in the second period. Langway works it loose. Left side pass for Leach. Has it stolen. Led ahead now too far for Stastny. He would have had a break. Liut is in behind the goal, but allows Langway to touch it for the icing call. Rob Langway starting up, trying to cover up, get that play going. But he was caught off ice for just a moment. The Devils couldn't spring Stastny, trying to come down in the position that Langway vacated.
Photography shows pony rides and Maryland's best barbecue cook-off. 10 in the morning.
So that plus 15 rating for Alexei Kasatonov, second best on the New Jersey Devil. And the interesting thing about it, of course, is that Kasatonov did not play the entire year.
Kasatonov getting that plus 15. That was only in 39 regular season games. Give you an idea of just kind of the defensive effect he had on the New Jersey Devils.
So far, the Devils' plus-minus leader in this series is Bruce Driver, who's been a +2. But the Capitals' Kelly Miller is the series leader with a +4. He is well ahead of most players on both teams. Kevin Hatcher, a +3 coming into this game. Here's Alan May out to center ice. Throws it back inside the Devils' zone. Carreri sends it in behind the net. Weinrich, a long lead pass up the boards. Now taken on the left wing side. Vilgrain is back to get it, but that's an offside pass. So the faceoff will come back to near the New Jersey blue line with 8:29 to go in the second period.
You know, one of the things we're seeing in this series, Mike, and I'm guessing it's probably going on in most of the other towns as well, in some of the games I've noticed, you don't see 4 lines played right now with the day off in between games. The coaches would almost have to play 4 lines on a consistent basis, particularly on that second game. But now that you've got a day off between contests, coaches are really loading their at least 2 lines up, and I think that was behind the move that Cunniff made, putting Muller, Sundstrom, and Stastny together, because you really don't have to play these guys, spread them out. You can just get them out there as often as possible, and it was a rare 4th line shift for both the Capitals and the New Jersey Devils. Tough to get a lot of ice time now with this day off, and if you're not on the specialty teams, you don't see much action.
John McClain into the corner, brings it back to the point man, Weinrich. He winds up and fires wide of the Capitals' goal. Now Kelly Miller starts out. Leads it ahead to Scott Stevens. Here's Stevens across the blue line. Stolen. McClain lets it go to Morris. Now McClain comes back with it and feeds it ahead to John Morris at the Washington line. Morris inside the Capitals zone. Rouse over to get the puck out to Hunter. Hunter to center ice, hopes to find Courtnall there, but Morris takes it away. Now Stevens works it loose, and Driver picks it up at center. Brendan Shanahan puts the puck behind the Washington net. Here's Liut up the boards for Miller, and out of the zone to center ice. 1-0 the score. Devils have the lead. 7:35 to play, second period. Here's Rouse. Up the middle to Courtnall. Maley takes over. Rouse runs him off the puck. Play now shifts back into the Washington zone. Rouse back to get it. Over to Scott Stevens. Stevens up to center ice and connects across 2 lines to Drews. Stopping play. Caps have outshot the Devils 9-5, but New Jersey still leads 1-0.
So what would have been so terrible if I had a small fortune?
If I were a rich man, all day long I'd biddy-biddy-bom. If I were a wealthy man, hey, I wouldn't have to work hard. All day long I'd biddy-biddy-bom. If I were a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to work hard.
Well, this faceoff will be just inside the Washington zone, and we are getting some little extra time for these 3rd and 4th line guys. Vilgrain back on the ice. He was out there just a minute ago. Maley and Brown. You've got May, Tucker, and Drews. So John Cunniff trying to get some extra time for his 3rd and 4th line people, and Terry Murray responding likewise for the Capitals.
The puck cleared back inside the Washington zone, and here's Sheehy to take it for the Capitals. Up the boards. Brown dumps it right back in. Sheehy back to get it behind the net. Neil Sheehy ahead on the right wing. Belichick blocks the pass and then takes out Alan May. Here's Danico coming back, fires to the Washington line. Maley has it stolen, and back comes Sheehy for Washington. Here's Sheehy flipping it across the line. Cap changing on the fly. Danico to the corner, flips it off the glass and into the crowd.
Danico and Alan May having a couple of words. Jerry Payton, the linesman, standing right between them. Ron Hogarth also keeping a close eye on it.
Mike Kliut certainly has a lot of playoff experience. 26 wins and 27 losses in his playoff career with a 3.41 lifetime average in postseason play. He also owns 2 playoff shutouts.
Well, one positive sign, I think, for the Capitals right now, Mike Ridley must feel pretty good because he's been taking a regular shift, and Terry Murray has juggled his lines in this second period. Ridley out there now, as he has been most of this second period, between Cicerelli, Pivonka, then moving over to the left wing, and Kelly Miller going up playing right wing with Hunter and Courtnall.
Here's Pivonka trying to center, and Fetisov grabs it in front of the net, clears it up the boards. Sundstrom is checked on the play, and now the puck cleared out of the zone to center ice. Dino Cicerelli back to Rod Langway. Langway sends it out to center ice, and here comes Ridley. In across the blue line, pass to Cicerelli, cut off by Fetisov. He doesn't make many mistakes. In behind that blue line was Fetisov.
Well, those two defensemen, the two Soviet defensemen, don't stand up much at the blue line, but they do come back and really cut off the passing lanes beautifully.
Hatcher throws it into the corner. Fetisov stands up Ridley now in the corner. Kasatonov backs it up the boards. Pivonka tries to keep the play going. And now Sundstrom, chased by Hatcher. There's going to be a penalty call. Hatcher came in high with the lumber on Sundstrom and will be sent to the penalty box for cross-checking. Kevin Hatcher pleading that he's a tall player and that stick is going to come in up high. But Hogarth says that is cross-checking.
Well, Cole Filter Miller, Genuine Draft, presents What's on Tap. A look ahead here at action on Home Team Sports. Of course, on Wednesday night, Game 4 of this series between the Caps and the New Jersey Devils comes your way at 7:30 p.m. The following evening, the Cleveland Cavaliers, desperate to try and make a playoff spot in the NBA playoffs that will be coming up. They'll come here to the Capitol Center to take on the Bullets, and then we get some baseball action. The Orioles against Detroit on the 14th, a 1:30 game, and then the Bullets follow up with a contest in Chicago against the Bulls and Michael Jordan. All that on tap here on Home Team Sports. Well, you see, what Hatcher's arguing is that Sundstrom is leaning down anyway, but certainly you can see, obviously, there also on the replay, that stick right across the back of Patrick Sundstrom, no matter. That is what gets the call for cross-checking to Hatcher. One more time, the Capitals have to kill off this Devil power play.
Time on the call, 14:31. Weinrich is back in his own zone now to take it for New Jersey. 1-0, Devils have the lead. New Jersey with only 2 shots on goal so far in this period. Washington has only 3. Here's Kelly Miller. Starts to center ice. Looks it across the line. Stevens gets by Bruce Driver. Takes it in behind the net. Puck cleared to the corner, and Driver flips it right out front. Stevens gets a stick on it, but now Sundstrom takes over for the Devils. Patrick Sundstrom ahead to John Morris. Back to the point. Here's Weinrich. The one-timer deflected home by Shanahan. Top corner of the net on a beautiful deflection. Shanahan puts the Devils in the lead 2-0.
I'll tell you, this Eric Weinrich has really shown me something. Working the point on the power play, he gets a dynamite shot away, but you see the Capitals, everybody backing in down low to try and help out as the defense got caught a little bit. And what a terrific deflection by Shanahan, but that is a nice shot on goal by Eric Weinrich. As the pass comes over, he just winds up and drills this. The one-timer looking all the way, seeing that Shanahan is down there. And once again, the Capitals, with their penalty-killing forward getting caught a little deep, trying to help out the defense. A wide-open, uncontested shot coming from that point, and a huge goal from the New Jersey Devils. Now it's 2-0.
Bruce Driver gets the assist along with Eric Weinrich at 15:21 on the New Jersey power play goal. Brendan Shanahan's second goal of the series. Drives the puck back into the Washington zone, and now Maley is there to get it. And Sheehy comes back for Washington. Leads it ahead to Bob Joyce on the left wing. Here's Joyce across the blue line. Fires a shot. Terreri the save. Danico pokes it loose up the boards. And Leach hustles over to try and take it, but Brown spins him off the puck. Back comes Danico to his own line. Brady Belichick up the boards. Maley keeps it going back inside the Washington zone. And here is Calle Johansson, right side for Sheehy. Back inside the line for Tishoff, ahead for Muller. Muller across the line. Centers it. Scott Stevens takes it away. Ahead on the right wing boards to Ridley. Mike Ridley gets across the line. Over now to Ciccarelli, a slap shot. That's deflected wide. Rebound! Right in front. And it hit Terreri's pad, then was cleared by Kasatonov. Back comes Muller for the Devils. Tries to center, and Pavanka takes it away. Here comes Michael Pavanka for Washington. In across the line. Drop pass for Ridley. Poke check by Kasatonov, and played again to center. Bob Rouse to get it. Rouse pinned to the sideboards. The puck cleared over to Langway. And Langway starts back. Langway winds up, fires wide of the goal. Now Ciccarelli trying to center. His shot winds up on net, and Terreri has to cover up. And stop play with 2:55 to go in the second period.
Hey, again, the quickness of Terreri apparent on that flurry before that was Scott Stevens coming in deep on a rebound attempt, and Terreri, who was on the left side of the net, quickly jumped over, got his pads on it. Stevens came very deep and almost made a terrific play to get the Capitals back in this game, and we're in a situation again, if the next goal of this hockey game doesn't belong to the Capitals, they're going to have major problems attempting any kind of miracle comeback. Again, this is a situation where they can't allow the Devils to get so far ahead where it's just going to be a desperate all-out attempt even to get close, let alone tie the game up.
You know, Al, it's one thing to have the Capitals out shooting their opponents by twice as much and be trailing in the game. We've seen that before. If you had told me that Washington would be losing 2-0 and that the Devils would only have 6 shots on goal late in the second period, I don't think I would have believed it. Here's McLean to clear it back to center ice, and Rouse is in to chase it into his own zone. Bob Rouse out there with Rod Langway. Here's Courtnall coming in out. 2.5 to play in the second period. Devils up 2-0. Courtnall flips to the corner. Terreri lets it go behind the net. Here's John Morris to take it, and now here's a New Jersey penalty as Courtnall helps along a Ken Danico flip. And Danico heads to the box for tripping. And now the Caps will have the man advantage.
Courtnall trying to get after John Morris to take this puck away from him, and Driver comes walking into him and knocks him down from behind. And one more opportunity for the Capitals. Slice into this lead becomes very crucial right now. They've got to get something. As we said, the next goal has got to be theirs. Capitals have the advantage getting this face-off also in the New Jersey end.
The penalty, 17:42 to Driver. I think I said Danico. Bruce Driver in the penalty box. And Hunter is ready to go here against Brown.
Stevens returns to that forward position where he has played most of the night on the power play.
Caps get the draw. Back to Hatcher. A slap shot. Deflected. Rebound shot. And a goal!
Terreri this time is not in position to handle any kind of rebound. He's down quite a bit, preparing for that shot that's bouncing through from Hatcher, and he's not in any kind of position to answer when this rebound comes out to Ciccarelli. But again, what credit for winning the faceoff goes to Hunter. Gets it to Johansson, quickly over to Hatcher, and bang, Dino Ciccarelli just driving to the front of the net. Has awakened this team and awakened this building. The Caps strike on the power play, and they're back to within one.
Calle Johansson and Kevin Hatcher assisting at 17:46 on Cicerelli's 6th of the playoffs. And the Capital Center comes alive. Now here's Rouse, flipping it over into the corner. Fetisov chasing it. Now Pavanka tries to dig it free. Less than 2 minutes to go in the second period. Cicerelli held up on the play. Pavanka centering, just missed Ridley. Back to Bob Rouse at the point. And his pass intercepted by Sundstrom, who starts back to Muller. Muller to center ice. Right side pass, Stastny. In across the blue line, poke check back to center. And here is Kasatonov to take it. Into the skates of Muller. 2-1 the score. Devils still leading. A dive by Kasatonov. Hogarth is not fooled. Ridley plays it out to center, now taken by Stastny. Inside the Washington zone, Bob Rouse goes to the corner. Hit by Sundstrom. Muller to center ice. Rouse flips it back to the Devils' blue line. We're in the final minute of play in the period. Here's Stevens to chop it up the boards. And Morris pushes it ahead for Shanahan. He's hit hard by Stevens. Into the corner goes Kevin Hatcher. Plays it to Miller on the right wing. Tied up by Velishek. The puck flipped wide of the goal. Stevens has it for Washington. Ahead to Miller. Back to center ice. Portnoy intercepting at the red line. Right side, Kelly Miller. Miller slams on the bridge. Gives to Hunter. A backhand shot. A save made by Terreri. And the rebound cleared by Shanahan of New Jersey. And he puts it all the way down the ice. This will be an icing call as Langway is in to recover. And the faceoff returns to the Devils zone with 19 seconds left in the second period. And the Capitals coming on.
Well, Terreri responded with a very big save on Hunter. But this crowd now picking everything up and getting the Capitals going as well. Terrific play by Dale Hunter. He stops it, gets away from Danico, but an excellent save coming in from Chris Terreri. Watch how Danico reaches out for it, and then he's out of position. That quick shot, a bouncing puck though eludes Hunter. Any kind of chance for the rebound. Hatcher coming in very, very deep from the Devils back to help out and clear this rebound. But 19 seconds left. They do get a face-off to the Capitals in the Devils' end. John Tucker to take this draw against Doug Brown. Tucker talking to Langway and Hatcher, pointing out to Hatcher where he wants him to be as Tucker trying to win this on the back end.
Devils get the draw. Here comes Claude Billgrain bringing it up to center ice. Flips it across the line back into the Washington zone and Hatcher to the corner. Tries to tie up Maley. Now Billgrain works it to Maley, but it comes out of the zone to center. Time running out in the period. Danico plays out the clock, but the Capitals get on the board and badly outshoot the New Jersey Devils. Washington with 9 second period shots, a 2-period total of 15, and the Devils with only 3 shots on goal. Yet they score. Brendan Shanahan on the power play, and Cicerelli comes back with a power play goal of his own, and the Devils lead the Caps 2-1 after 40 minutes of play. More live exclusive hockey coverage coming your way after these messages on the Home Team Sports Television Network.